craft beer has come a long ways in the last decade. It's more prevalent now. You see it a lot more in the grocery stores and a lot of the different places where you buy your beverages. So we've all been home brewers for quite a long time, and thought that if we kind of pooled our resources and our knowledge, and that with Duncan's expertise in making beer, we could bring this to the public.
We started a brew today with Ferryman Stout, and I'm kind of going through the steps, the beginning steps of the process of brewing today. I started off with some hot water in our hot water tank, transferred that over to our mash tun, where you'll see me adding grain, barley, specialty barley, which is roasted at different temperatures. And the grain is similar to coffee, where it has to be crushed beforehand. The crushing brings out the inner part of the grains to expose it, to convert the starches to sugar, to expose the husk material. And it's very important to complete the conversion of starches to sugar, which is important for fermentation and get alcohol out of the beer later. So we mix in the grain into the water, into the mash tun. We stir it to mix all the water, get all the enzymes all in solution. And that process takes about an hour. After that process, we will transfer the sugary liquid over to the brew kettle, where we do further processing with adding hops to add bitterness. The brew kettle actually sanitizes the liquid, and we get some flavor characteristics out of the hops as well. Sometimes we'll add spices. This recipe, we actually add lactose sugar to sweeten up the beer, which complements the roasted parts of the stout, so you get a sweeter stout in balance. Those are roasted barley at higher temperatures to bring out the flavor similar to coffee. It's a roasted flavor that you want in a stout. And other styles will have less roasted varieties of malt. Our lightest beer, the John Doe wheat, has no roasted malt. So it just depends on the beer style that you're making that determines what types of grain you use in your recipe.
The John Doe is popular. It's one of our lighter beers. But on the other end of the spectrum, one of our darker beers, the Ferryman, is also very popular. Our Redemption IPA, depending on your taste, if you're into the IPA, it's a wonderful IPA, and we've got a lot of loyal fans of the IPA too. So those are probably three of the crowd favorites that I can think of off the top of my head. It's like a grassroots movement, getting back to our origins. It used to be that every small town in the state had its own little brewery, because beer's kind of a heavy object. It's hard to move around. Having it local, having it, we're supporting local community. It's local people, so the money stays here in the Richland County area. It's also better quality beer, and it's fresher beer than you're going to be able to get by just going to a store.
Yeah, obviously the creativity to brew what we want, try and come out with a good product. It's very important to any brewery to say that, to come out with a good beer, quality product. I think we've done that, and I still have some to learn. But there was a little bit of trial and error at the beginning, but things are going pretty well.